If your girlfriend looks like Janet Jackson instead of Freddie Jackson and you go to jail, do you know that there's guys out here waiting like myself for you to go to jail? So I could take your girlfriend out on a date.
You're now watching Compton Rick Rock TV. Let's get to the content.
I'm going to give her the love that she needs.
You're now watching Compton Rick Rock TV. Let's get to the content.
All right, man, let's get to this content, man. We ain't gonna do no more wait, man. This is rap, news, and street politics. And man, this one is titled Broadway Gangsta CRIP Federal Indictment, Hood Day Murders, Backdoor Politics, and Paid Informers. The streets is wicked than ever. I was talking to one of my buddies this morning. I said, man, you know what's crazy? He said, what's that, Rock? I said, you know how you can have a single conversation with one of your homies and they mind frame be on right, they saying all the right things, but when they get to when they get up in them crowds with all the homies and all they homies, guess what? The whole attitude changed to nothing but violence, because don't nobody wants to seem like they the one who's soft. They don't want to seem like they the one. Let's just say if they could stop any gang war, they don't want to be the leader and say, man, let's put everything to the side, because they don't want to be the one to be looked at as a buster. So who am I to tell anybody what to do? Hey, like I said in the beginning of the video, I don't care what y'all do, man. Y'all can listen and learn, or y'all can go to jail, man. I'm not no better than y'all. I might do something tonight. I might put myself in jeopardy. Sometimes when I make these videos, I'm talking to myself too. I'm not just talking to y'all. So let's get to this, man. This is some good content right here. We're gonna take it straight to the streets of South Central. Let's go.
Rap, news, street politics, the best hood channel on YouTube, and we back in them West Side 50s with Westtown Fadu's Broadway Gangsta CRIP. Now we know the city been going crazy with the homicides and the indictments in the streets. We've seen some high-profile murders take place at the end of the summer, and we see the feds still playing ball outside. Now, we talked about multiple federal indictments on this channel. We talked about when the feds put the squeeze on the A trays, moving from LA to Washington. We spoke on the 6-0s going down. And most recently, we all know what's going on with the Hoovers.
Wait. That last picture was 2 6-0s and one of them dudes that was hanging around just to be hanging around and be cool and get girlfriends in this city where he come from.
It's on Fig. But we got to speak on when 72 people from Fadu's Broadway went down in the largest blood or Crip federal indictment in LA at that time back in 2014. So around the same time that the feds was watching A Trey, they had their eyes on Fadu's Broadway, where the feds alleged that Broadway was the hardest set in the Newton division over here by the Low Bottoms and South Park. Now, this was at a time when the Broadways were beefing with East Coast, and the feds had some snitches in the Broadways giving.
Ooh, they got it right up on the wall a little better than that. You can't even read that. What kind of gangbang writing is that? Y'all need 600 to go over there and spray paint on your walls. That writing right there, like some 3-year-olds did it.
Them a front row.
Shout out to that gang though.
Seat to back and forth Hood Day murders, as well as the Broadway serving in the 50s and controlling Skid Row, along with them being involved in plotting on the Asians who was leaving their banks and getting robbed by members of Fadu's.
How you from the gang and you ain't even hop the fence? Why you got that poem, you ain't even poppin' shit? Why? I be in the field, ain't trippin' off the opposition. Niggas want my spot and the crackers want me in prison. How you from the gang and you ain't even hop the fence? Why you got that poem, you ain't even poppin' shit?
Shout out G Perico, man. That right there made me. I want to throw up my gang signs, man. That right there is knocking. Let's get back to this content, man. Shout out G Perico, man. For Fadu's Broadway gang, all the Broadways, man. Shout out to them, man.
Now with the Hood Day murders, like I said, most recently we've seen it get cracking in LA. specifically with what happened on the A-Tray Hood Day, which of course has a direct correlation to the homicides that took place a couple weeks after the incident, where Africa and another man lost their life at A-Tray Hood Day party. Now we gonna break down exactly how these moves go down with people plotting on hood days and waiting for these hood days to come around, because this is exactly what...
That's the best time. Best time to go put your work in is on hood days. You know, everybody gonna be hanging out. You know, the whole set, you can get them all at one spot, one show. As soon as they all come out, you know you're gonna hit something. You know what I'm saying? Them the best day to get your enemies on hood days. Now, the best thing for you to do, stay at home, read you one of these new books. I just went and got this one today, and it's called Who Moved My Cheese? Check this one out. It's a good book right now. Some of y'all can just stay in the house, man. Stay out the way. You ain't got to go to every event. See, I'm going to tell you how they going to get you, and I'm going to tell you what Mike can say you. Like I say, when I talk to y'all, I'm talking to myself too. I won't be putting myself in any position anymore to where I could be an easy target.
Fire Deuce Broadway was doing. And a lot of these hits do be happening in the low bottoms, because it's a lot of little warehouses that be down here, down Broadway and down Main Street. And this where the parties be cracking at.
Get your dusty ass in the car, little shorty. That's on God. Look how short you are. You need a booster seat in the front seat. Dead homie. You riding a leak.
But over the
She was bad though.
course of 4 years, the feds was watching the Broadways in an operation that they called Gremlin Riders. Now, if y'all not familiar with the Broadways, when y'all see them gremlins at the hood day and y'all wondering what that is, Broadway has specific cliques of gremlins. And it's really based on the generation of the members in the set. So we know the feds allege that the Gremlin Riders, a specific set inside of Broadway, was the hit squad for Broadway. But they also have gremlets, baby gremlins, different gremlin cliques inside of the Broadways. Again, to represent.
Look at them. Look at them in the hood. We call them hood rats. Now, I don't know which one of them hood rat, but I bet there's one up in there. I bet you there's one up in there. And if you see this, follow me on Instagram at Compton Rick Rock. Don't put the TV in, DM me.
In generation. But the top 9 people hear about when talking about Operation Gremlin Rider is Tiny Ainge. Now, we're going to speak on Tiny Ainge, but we're going to speak on how he was sliding and plotting on hood day murders, as well as how he backed out of trial on day 7 and somewhat left his homies out to dry while taking a plea deal and admitting guilt. Very similar to what Gunna did to Young Thug. And we see how that situation is playing out right now. And we gonna speak on the current status of Tiny Ainge in his set. But like I said, with 72 people going down on this indictment, it was said that Fire Deuce CRIP had about 200 to 300 members all together in the 50s. This indictment swept up about 35% of Fire Deuce Broadway whole hood. But we know it's multiple different Broadway sets in the city. Fire Deuce, 11.
Y'all don't see the pattern? Y'all don't see the pattern what's going on. This is the way to clean the whole hood out. Get y'all out the way. Come build up all these new buildings, new shopping centers, movie theaters, food places. Get the whole neighborhood together, gentrify it, and get all of y'all out the way. All of y'all out the way, and they gonna make sure of that. They gonna get all of y'all out the way. This is starting to be a pattern that's going from hood to hood to hood to hood. This used to be stuff with the mafia, RICOs and shit like that. Now they coming to get y'all low-level dudes, but some of y'all need to be off the streets, man. Some of y'all out here doing some way stupid, dumb shit every single day. Some of y'all just need to be out the way, period. But for the most, the ones who just happen to represent that over there might made a few phone calls and got caught up on something. Yeah, it's going down too.
Deuce, and I heard a 10 deuce.
I'm bailing on the block, I'm ducking punk ass cops. I'm really in the field, I'm trying to get me a knot. I've been thugging since a young and I've been walking this block. On the Glocks, the police hot. They're trying to get us for old cop, but I ain't going. I'm in the shootouts, I'm driving foreigns, I'm switching lanes. Pray to God that I don't catch a case with niggas lame. Sweeter than some lemonade.
Now, what we see with Broadway, with that many people going down in their hood, we don't see much of an online presence in the West Town 50s. Now, in the indictment, we did see dudes like Woody pressing their homies about being online and being on Instagram and doing vlogs and shit on YouTube. So a lot of what you may see is from 11 Deuce, but 5 Deuce is still extremely active. But the key thing about Broadway right now is their political stance. A lot has changed for Broadway between the time period that this indictment took place to now. Like I said, 10 years ago, they was beefing with East Coast.
Y'all heard that? Dudes is tripping off some of their homies being on the internet, dropping content, bringing cameras to the hood, showing the camera at the whole world what we trap out at, showing the whole world what we hang out at, showing everybody our weapons. So a lot of dudes, homeboys, are saying, you know what, man, that's out, man. Ain't no more bringing no cameras over here in the neighborhoods, man. Letting them come through these places. If y'all gonna take them somewhere, take them to a park or something. But then when you take them to a park, you put the little kids in jeopardy that's hanging out at the park, and somebody was to come by there and do a drive-by or walk-by shooting. So a lot of this stuff, dudes is really tripping off this stuff. But guess what? The flip side, somebody gonna get their cat peeled over this content. These dudes are in love and infatuated, love the camera more than they mama. So you telling them to get out in front of that camera, they gonna treat you like you an enemy and snipe you and get you out the way, since you the one that always talking about it. They gonna get you out the way. So they in love with that camera. I don't see that camera going nowhere no time soon.
Heavy, and there was a lot of murder beef to be had between both of them hoods. Now, as we see today, the truce between Broadway and East Coast has stood strong. We know East Coast has pieced it up with Florida NCI as well. So a lot has changed over here with hoods that beef with East Coast.
And it comes to a point to where it's like, enough is enough. Like, because if it go on forever,
unless it was something that was just foul. You feel me? Now we're just full.
Hey, respect to these dudes right here. They had a good interview, man. Y'all got to go back. Who dropped this video? I believe this was what's the dude name, man? Trump or MVP or something like that. I believe it'll show up on here. But there you go right there. TRMVP TV. This was a good one, man. These dudes are, I ain't gonna say where they from. They say it they sell. But these are some of the most smartest youngsters I done seen on the internet.
Foul play, we can't come back from certain. You feel me? Like, the homies was cool with the East Coast at a point in time, you feel me? But that's something that can never come back. We
ain't fucking with y'all. Y'all with us, we ain't gonna cause y'all no problems. Don't cause us no problems.
It's like that right now.
That's where it's at right now. You know what I'm saying?
That's how it is right now.
That's exactly how it is. That's why he like it's touch and go, because like if one of them pulled up right here right now,
a nigga wouldn't do nothing to him. Unless
he tripping, unless it's some type of animosity and we feel it. You know what I'm saying? If it ain't that, then he good. He can come through, get his car washed.
Keep it pushing. Do what you do.
Keep it cool.
And we know historically, Broadway has got along with the Hoovers. Now, 5 Deuce Broadway and 5 Deuce Hoover definitely still get along. 11 Deuce Broadway still gets along with Hoover. But the thing is with 11 Deuce, they are also cool with Main Street. Now, this puts a wrench in the situation. We've seen some members from Hoover not feeling the Broadways rocking with the Enemigos like that. Now, I don't know how tight they are with the Main Streets, and as we know, the Main Streets are extremely tight with East Coast, and we know what's going on with the Main Streets and the Hoovers right now. So we've seen the Hoovers kind of send subliminal shots at the Broadways, telling them not to come over into they set with that gangster shit, since they want to kick it with the Enemigos. So I don't know how universal that is between the Hoovers, and if that's specifically with 11 Deuce, since they do border the 9A Main Streets. But I do know all is good.
Why we can't just all get along and get money? Why we all can't just say, man, we black, homie. Our people done already had enough. Slavery, they done had it way back to now. Why we just can't get along and get money and buy one of these buildings? Because the Mexicans, them is Mexican shops right there. All them shops, Mexican tire shop, mechanic shop, hamburger stand, all that, they got that. Why we can't just get together and say, let's start buying some of this stuff? Instead of coming across the street, knocking each other down, let's buy some on our side of town. Y'all buy some on that side of town. And then when people go over there and buy some on y'all side, y'all say, hey, man, go across the street and buy something from them. They got some good stuff over there. And y'all keep the money in the community. Why we can't do that, man? What's so hard for us to do that? Listen, I'm just now getting to this point in my life to where I'm thinking like this. Because a couple of years ago, I didn't care about none of this. I would have been right there setting up a play. How we going to do get some money, man. So yeah, I get it too, man. Why we can't do that though? Why we can't make no money together?
In the 50s.
Them on West Side, I swear to God, they just literally was making videos and they put me in their video with bleak blowers. The police caught them.
Broadway niggas in the set.
Free the Broadways, cuz.
Free the Broadways, man.
But the main beefs that still remain with the Broadways is, of course, the Denver Lanes. And I gotta give a shout out and say rest in peace to Peasy Dupree Moore, one of Broadway's young homies that lost their life last year out in Lancaster. Now, I'm not gonna talk too much about that situation, but I do know the PDLs and the DLs do beef out in Lancaster as well. But aside from that, they also beef with the Bloodstone Villains. I've also seen them whacking out Hard Time Hustlers. Of course, they beefing with 6 Deuce Brims, and they beefing with the 40s. And in this indictment, I'ma speak about Tiny Chew being backdoored by his homies from Broadway, and Broadway trying to blame the Rolling 40s for taking out their homie. Now, we know Broadway's still a West Side hood, even though some of their hood bleeds to the East Side. So over here in the 50s, they going from Vernon and Slauson between the 110 and San Pedro, where they also function with the 5 Trey Avalons, and of course share that 4-pack beef with the Avalons, and they also kick it up at South Park with the 5 Trey Avalons. And around this time in the indictment, they was known to control Skid Row, Gladys Ave and 6th Street, Saris Ave and 6th Street, Gladys Park. Broadway gangsters played a pivotal role in serving the streets in Skid Row. And that's a key thing about Broadway, what many people don't know about. Broadway is really known for getting money and serving. Of course, they get cracking, but they really known for getting money and serving. Now, their counterparts in 11 Deuce is gonna go from, I say, about Century to Imperial between the 110 and Main, with some parts bleeding towards Locke and San Pedro. But over here on Century and Main is where they border 9A Main Street. Just across the 110, the Hoovers is right here. The Q102 East Coast is also gonna be.
Man, Rap News, he be doing this thing over there. He be getting the content, man. He go in, he do his homework. This ain't nothing but like 15 minutes of the video. It's like an hour-long video. Y'all go over here to Rap News and Street Politics, man. Let's go to his channel so y'all can check that out, so y'all can know what y'all looking for. Definitely a good watch, man. If you into this type of stuff right here, you'll be entertained. It's Compton Rick Rock with Compton Rick Rock TV. Leave y'all thoughts in the comment section. I'll catch all of y'all on the next one.
Like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel, Compton Rick Rock TV. Also, hit that notification bell and catch every video when I drop.